So, you are here because you are either going to take the Dutch integration speaking exam for the first time, or you just got the news that you failed the exam you took. Don't worry, in this video, we are going to tell you exactly how the exam works, and we will give you some tips and tricks that might help you to a better score. I have been a teacher for over 27 years, with more than 10,000 lessons done in the last 4 years. That is equivalent to almost 1,000 students helped. Almost all have passed the exams in their first go. Because of this high volume, I know the exams inside out and can tell you how to take the exam, but even more important, make you feel comfortable doing the exam. And look out for some important tips at the end of the video. Don't believe me? Check my profile on the iTalki platform. There you can see the numbers and reviews for yourself. I'll leave the link to my profile in the description below. The speaking exam has 2 parts. Part 1 is where you have to speak. A person will ask you a question in 2 parts. You have to answer both questions. Keep the answers simple. Talk about things you know. Use words you are familiar with. Remember, it doesn't have to be true. They will not check if what you said actually happened or not. You can give a 1-sentence answer, but I strongly suggest to always give a 2-sentence answer. That way, the examiner knows that you understood the question. The second part is multiple choice. You don't need to speak. So, it is more of a listening exam, in which you are the other person in the video and pretend to give their answer. But be careful, there are some trick questions where they will check your grammar. In that case, make sure to pick the answer that is grammatically correct. The next thing you need to know is how they are going to grade you. When you know how they grade you, you know what you need to study for. So, let's go over each point in order of importance. First and foremost, your answer needs to be adequate and understandable. That way the examiner understands what you are trying to say. You have to show that you understood the question. But keep it simple. Remember, it is an A2 exam. That leads to the second part. Did you use the right words? This is when you show the examiner that you have an adequate vocabulary for the level they are testing. Part 3 they check is grammar. You might not like grammar or maybe even think it is not that important, but it is important that you show them how the Dutch sentence structures work. This is a point that I stress in all of my lessons. Without the correct structure, you cannot speak well. Part 4 is again to show the examiner that you understood the question. Your answer needs to match the question. Is it coherent? You also have to show some level of confidence. Don't pause too long, say too many stop words like etc. So, it is better to use a few more seconds to carefully think about what you are going to say, and then record your answer as confident as possible. Yes, I know, that is not always possible in a situation like this. And finally, pronunciation. No, you don't have to have a perfect Dutch pronunciation, but you do have to be understandable in your Dutch. And remember, there are no such things as Dutch R's or G's. Whoever told you that should be banned from being a teacher. Now, those important tips I told you about earlier. As you might have guessed, you will not be the only one taking the exam that day. That means that there will be a lot of noise in the room, everybody will start talking, and well, let's be honest, that can make some of us rather nervous. Therefore, I suggest my students always to start with the second part, the multiple choice section. That way, you won't be too distracted by the others answering the first part of the exam. And it has a few other benefits as well. Look at it as some kind of warm-up. You get into the Dutch mood, hear what the vocabulary and speed of the different text will be, and above all, you get this part out of the way and can use the rest of your time to answer the questions of part 1. How to get there? Click on the overview button in the exam and choose question 13, but please don't forget that when you reach the end of the exam to go back to question 1, don't hit complete and turn in. That's it. I hope that this will help you to get ready for the exam. Obviously, practice makes perfect, so check out the different practice exams here in my channel. And it is always a good idea to go over those sentence structures and make sure you have your vocabulary up to date. Good luck with the exam, and let me know how you did in the comment section. See you next time for more practice and tips.